Do you know, or are there any people who kind of started the journey in the 30s or 40s, and what their experience like?
Well, I started my journey in the 40s. Yeah, and I mean, I think it's very similar. I mean, you know, the trouble with starting every 10 years that you wait to start your journey, you have to save twice as much money, right? Because your money doubles in the market every 10 years, basically, give or take. So I started saving for retirement when I was 40, which means that I had to save what's the math, guys? Like, you know, 4 times as much money. So luckily, I started saving when I was also entering the height of my career, and I kept my expenses extremely low. So that allowed me to make up for a lot of the gap. But if you start younger, you're off, you know, you have to save half as much, you know, so it's, does that help? Yeah, okay.
I think it can be easier when you're younger for a couple of reasons. As you grow older, you sort of have these ingrained habits and ingrained values that you grow really attached to your postcode, or you grow really attached to the nice car that you have. Like you see them struggling to switch down to a cheaper car because you grow attached to it, you grow accustomed to it over time. So I think in some ways it's easier when you're younger, before you have those built-in habits. But I think as the movement grows and as more people come into it, there will be more examples of people of all ages and all diversities to look at as an example of that it's possible for basically everyone.
I would agree with that. Sorry if I may once again. So, you know, in my case, I'm rebuilding, so having gone through divorce and lost quite a lot. And I met my husband, Neil, 2 years ago, so we started dating early August 2 years ago. And when I first met Neil, he had credit card debt and he was living with mum and dad, so, you know, it didn't really sound like a good fire candidate, but actually we had the similar frugal values. But I said to him, you watch and see. In a year, things will change. In 2 years, things will change. And in 5 years, things will change. So we're 2 years in, and by the end of the first year, I think we had the credit card paid off, and we had some investment properties, and that was good. By the end of the second year, we radically reduced the mortgage. I mean, it wasn't a big mortgage anyway, but it's really half over the last year. And now we're tracking to see how we can turn it around. So I sort of think a 5-year plan is kind of a good kind of thing, because you start to see things, but you don't necessarily see it in the first year. You don't necessarily see it in the second year as much, but you really do start to see it after that.